All right, greetings everybody, and welcome to week number 6. That is right, week number 6 of your 7314 class, which is your reference class. As always, I'm your professor, Dr. Jace K. Austin. And what I want to do today is a quick state of the course update, and then we are going to get into some LibGuide resources, and this will help you for your upcoming LibGuide assignments. So first, let's do that state of the course update, okay? The main thing that I want you all to be aware of is that your LibApps accounts have now been created. So you can go ahead and get started on your LibGuides. And so with that said, again, after you look at the resources in this particular check-in announcement, if you decide to look at it, now you may decide that this stuff that you don't need it and that sort of thing, and that is totally fine. But if you do feel that you need these resources, if you haven't done a LibGuide before, don't even know what a LibGuide is, don't have people around you who can kind of show you how to do a LibGuide or what a LibGuide is, if any of those things apply to you, that is totally fine. That is totally fine. And I do strongly believe that by the time you finish looking at these LibGuide resources, if you are a fish out of water when it comes to LibGuides, by the time you look at these LibGuide resources, you'll be a lot more comfortable in what they are, and you will go ahead and try to dive headfirst into this assignment. So, all right, let's go ahead. If you have not, and I've already heard from a couple of you, if you have not received your LibGuide welcome email, or if you've opened your LibGuide LibApps welcome email and it says that your link is expired, go ahead and contact me, because I do know what to do in those situations, or at least I know the troubleshooting that we need to do in those situations to get you back online and on track. All right, let's move me around here a little bit and close out of some of these. So again, your LibGuide is due on July the 20th, so that is that is going to be a week from this coming Sunday. This coming Sunday is July the 13th, and the LibGuide will be due a week from then. Also, your last discussion board prompt number 7, that will also be due a week from Sunday, so July the 20th. So really the class is wrapping up, and I want you all to be kind of confident and happy about that. You've actually already finished most of the class. I know that this has gone quickly, and I'm tired, so I know you all are tired. But yes, this is, you all are more than halfway done with the class. You've done most of the work of the class. If you have fun with the LibGuide, then perhaps you can also claim that you've already done the parts that you've already completed the parts that were, I don't know, the least pleasant probably to complete, and then hopefully you'll have fun with the LibGuide. And then with the semester-long project, if you've been kind of working steadily with that, then you have nothing to worry about there, okay? So those are the biggies. Again, with the LibGuide, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm going to mention it again. If you have questions, just stay locked in to me. Send me a message on Canvas or even an email if you need to, and I will get back to you on that. I do anticipate there are going to be a lot of questions with the LibGuide, and that is okay. I am here to answer them, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment here. But then also I just want to again let you all know, and I did finish I was expecting to do 2 rounds of discussion board grading yesterday. I do read all of the discussion boards, so that's part of the reason why it does. Like, I don't just skim them. I actually do read them, and I apologize for the delay in getting grades back that comes with that. But I am going to be trying to steadily work on that throughout the week, okay? So I was able to get, yesterday was Monday, July 7th, I was able to get a group of the discussions graded yesterday, and hopefully I'll get another rated today before I go to my part-time job. Today is Tuesday the 8th. Hopefully before my part-time job I'll be able to get another round of those discussion prompts graded. My daughter is at Vacation Bible School, so that helps there. All right, so but yes, your grades will be coming. They will be coming soon. I apologize for the delays in your grades so far, but again, from what I've seen, again, I have skimmed the discussion boards, even if I haven't reviewed and graded your post yet. And I will say that everything is looking good. So I expect that you all, as long as you have done the prompts, are going to get the full credit for the prompts. Okay. And that is pretty much it. Let's go ahead with the state of the course update. That's pretty much it. And again, I hope you sped this up. Let's go ahead and start talking a little bit about the LibGuide. Hold on. All right, so now that you've had a little break, let's go ahead and talk about LibGuides and what you are going to be doing. First of all, you are going to see that there are a lot of other resources in this announcement, like I told you, and that does include a previous check-in video. And let me tell you why that previous check-in video from a different semester is there, from a few years ago, actually. So the LibGuide was kind of an anxiety-inducing kind of project that my students had, and in fact, part of the reason why there was so much anxiety related to the LibGuide, if we're just going to keep it completely real here, is because the LibGuide, as I've shown you all, I believe before, it does have this very, very, very long rubric. But after you all turn in the LibGuides, I'm going to share with you a little secret about the rubric. I don't want you all to panic about the rubric. Now, I can't say what I want to say about the rubric now, because if I say it now, then you all may slack off, just to be honest with you. But let me just put it this way, and once I put it this way, hopefully you will just trust Dr. Jace with what I'm saying here. This rubric is built for your success. I just want you all to know that. The class is built for your success, and even though this is a big rubric, just trust me when I tell you, that this rubric is designed for your success, okay? This rubric is designed for you to end up with a good grade, even if your LibGuide isn't anything spectacular. All right, so I just want you all to go with that, and I want you all to be aware that this LibGuide rubric, it does kind of evaluate you on professional standards, but I do realize that you all are not professionals, you're students, and that this is practice, okay? And so one thing about the LibGuide, and one thing that I want you all to know going into this LibGuide assignment, is that hardly anyone gets a perfect score on the LibGuide, okay? It's very rare for people to get a perfect score on this assignment, so if you're a perfectionist, you might want to just let go of your perfectionism. And just let go of your perfectionism, and know that you are going to be evaluated as if you were a professional when it comes to this LibGuide, even though you are not a professional, and so you are likely to lose points. But what you lose points on, the comeback for that is going to be that, yes, you're going to lose those points, but it's going to train your mind to be aware of the accidents that you made with the LibGuide, or the things that you could have done better. And then when you start making LibGuides in professional practice, that's when you will be trained, because again, you got points deducted on an assignment, so that's going to train your brain a little bit. But as it trains your brain, it's also going to, just make you a little more aware of, oh, okay, this is what I need to do to make a LibGuide that is suitable for an audience, that will be appealing to an audience, and also easy to navigate by an audience, okay? So, so I don't want you all to be intimidated by this big rubric, and I do think that if you watch the previous check-in video that I'm going to link in from, I believe, 2021, then if you watch that, and you speed that one up as well, but if you watch that, then I think that you are going to find yourself saying to yourself, oh, yeah, this isn't bad. This is something I can manage, and now I've got also some examples or things that I'm looking at that will help me to see, okay, this is a direction that I want to go in, and I see that they went in this direction I want to go in it too, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And another thing that I want you all to be aware of, and really I'm just going to be hitting kind of even bulleted points at this point. But another thing that I want you all to be aware of is that, or that I want you all to know, is that I would like for you all to do your LibGuides on topics that are interesting to you, okay? So just like with the Wikipedia edit assignment, instead of doing something scholarly, instead of doing something serious, whatever, I want you to make a LibGuide with a topic that you are going to enjoy sitting down and pulling resources for. So again, it can be a bunch of things. Now, I do want you, there are going to be some topics that are either too narrow or too broad, and if you think that this may apply to the topic that you're thinking of, then again, contact me and I will help you either narrow that topic or broaden that topic as we need to. But yes, come up with a topic that you are going to enjoy spending some time pulling resources on, and make sure that that topic is, just broad enough so that you can actually get various resources and that sort of thing. But it can be a lot of things that you can do LibGuides on. I seem to have at least one student do knitting or gardening every semester. So you can do knitting, you can do gardening, but I've had other things that students have done, including Edgar Allan Poe. Somebody did a LibGuide on him. I had somebody do a LibGuide on basketball, someone do a LibGuide on alcoholism. I've had LibGuides on cities, on countries, on literary styles, on genres of music, on musicians themselves, that sort of thing. Okay, so find something that will interest you. All right, and again, more points that I want to bring up. Another thing that I do want to bring up is that I do want you all to know also that your LibGuides are actually going to be graded a little more leniently than the spring and fall LibGuides are. And that is because in the spring and fall semesters, the students do basically have a month to complete their LibGuide and not 2 weeks. So when you do have a month, then I do expect, probably twice as good an effort as somebody who only has 2 weeks. However, in saying that, what I will also say is, even though you only have 2 weeks, and so I'm being a little more lenient with you, you also need to know that in professional practice, you will be expected to probably put together a LibGuide in a day, at least I don't want to say the blueprint to the LibGuide or the most basic component of the LibGuide, but still, you will probably be making LibGuides like within a day, within a few hours, once you are professionally, once it's a professional task that you have to do. So your boss, when you actually are in professional practice, is not going to be like, hey, can you have a LibGuide up in 2 or 3 weeks? If they think you need to make a LibGuide, they're probably going to ask you to just, hey, make a LibGuide, and they're not going to be even giving you a timeline, because they're probably going to be thinking, hey, if you make a LibGuide, it's probably going to be up and ready for me in a few days. Okay, so I want you all to be aware of that. I am treating you again as students and giving you grace as students by giving you 2 weeks to complete it. But again, please know that this is something that you may have to do in 1 or 2 days once you actually get the hang of it and do it professionally. Okay, so that's something to be aware of. Now, another thing that I do want to tell you all, when it comes to approaching this LibGuide assignment, one thing that you all need to just be kind of one thing that you all just kind of need to be conscious of is that this is an assignment that is going to force you to actually kind of think as a librarian and kind of gather information as a librarian. So now some of you already do LibGuides. At least 2 of you already do LibGuides in your professional work today. So I'm probably not telling you all anything at all. But for those of you who are not actually doing who don't actually put together LibGuides in your current 9 to 5, what I want you all to be aware of is that this is going to be a discovery process as far as learning how to do the LibGuide. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to go out there and you're going to be Googling. You're going to be Googling for LibGuide best practices. You're going to be Googling and looking for standards in how to make your LibGuide the most accessible as it can be for those who are disabled or differently abled. You are going to be looking for tutorials in places like Vimeo and YouTube and things like that. You can look at tutorials from SpringShare, and I am from LibApps, and I am in fact going to have a tutorial linked from LibGuides from LibApps on LibGuide, on how to create a LibGuide. So you'll find a lot of LibGuide tutorials out there. You'll find a lot of LibGuide best practices out there. This is a discovery process. But what I want you all to know as well is that my goal, or what I want, is for you all to actually learn how to do this. And it doesn't matter to me whether or not you learn how to do it completely alone through a discovery process of looking at tutorials and looking at best practices and Googling information and how to do this and that and the other, or if you get a coworker or a classmate or somebody who actually knows how to do LibGuides, if you get help from that person. Okay. Now, again, all you can do is get help, and that is the difference. But yes, actually, when you are a librarian, a lot of your learning is going to be you shadowing somebody who has done the thing longer than you have. That is going to be how you learn how to do a lot of things within librarianship, if I'm being completely honest. And so I am perfectly fine with you all also using that method to learn how to actually put a LibGuide together, even though you are in a class, and a lot of times they do consider it cheating to have somebody help you or guide you step by step in how to do something. I do not consider that cheating when it comes to the LibGuide. If you have somebody who is willing to sit with you and guide you step by step on the construction of a LibGuide, but guide you in a way that as you do this, you actually learn how to construct a LibGuide, that is totally fine. So if you've got a coworker or a classmate or somebody else who's saying to you, hey, I will sit by your side for an hour and I will walk you through as you create that LibGuide, totally fine. And if your coworker or whoever is saying, oh, I'm not sure about that, that sounds like cheating, you can show them this video. Okay. Because again, I want you to learn how to do it. It doesn't matter to me if you learn how to do it with somebody else's help or without somebody else's help. Now, I will say this, they cannot do it for you. If they do it for you and I find out, that is cheating. If you rebrand somebody else's LibGuide as your own, which is also possible, and I find out, again, that will be counted as cheating. You will flunk and you will get reported to whoever I need to report you to in order to have you placed in some sort of disciplinary action through the school. Okay, no cheating. But again, cheating would be either having someone do it for you or passing someone else's work off as your own. But getting a tutorial from somebody, getting a tutorial from somebody as well, but getting step-by-step guidance from somebody, no, that is not considered cheating for this assignment. Okay, hold on. Now, another point to make, and these are again going to be kind of like bullet points, so there might not be segues or anything like that. The segues would quite frankly just make the video longer, so I don't think I need them. Another thing that I want you all to know is that the LibGuide is going to require you, as you're going to see in the rubric, it is going to require you to find specific source types, okay? And that is one of the main things. There are a lot of things that you can actually ask me questions about when it comes to the LibGuide, but this is something that I really, really want you all to not hesitate about. You are going to need to have at least one biographical resource, at least one geographic resource, at least one government information resource, and there are a few other specialized resources that the rubric does require you to include in your LibGuide. And if you are having a hard time, if you are having a hard time, my TV just auto plays. That's something that Tubi does now. After a certain time of pausing, it just auto plays, which is weird. Sorry about that, but yeah, so if you are having trouble, like let's say that you have Edgar Allan Poe and you are having trouble with a government resource, by all means, just reach out to me and I will suggest something, and whatever I suggest to you will be something that I will accept, because if I would suggest it, then of course I would accept it. Okay. So that's, Lord. Okay. Yeah, I don't know when that started, but yeah, we definitely, I'm just going to put the TV on mute and try to get through this video now. Okay. All right, and some other things that I need to mention, and this is something that I'm going to mention that I think is probably going to be something that's probably not going to make you all very happy, but it just is the nature of the beast. There are unstated expectations in this LibGuide, okay? As an example, no, what I want you all to realize is that not every expectation can be stated. Some of them kind of have to be they have to become common sense if they're not common sense already, okay? And so here's an example. You will see a rubric prong in the rubric for this LibGuide about professional appearance, okay? And so when it comes to professional appearance, one thing that you can lose points for on the professional appearance prong is, for instance, if you provide a color scheme that's very hard to read. So for instance, if you had like bronze letters on a gold background, that's very hard to read. And if you do something like that, then yes, you're going to have points deducted. Now, you can get creative with colors, and in fact, I like to see that. So, like, if you do a LibGuide on the United States of America, for instance, and then you have like red lettering on a white background, and then you have like a blue banner or something like that. I don't know. That's just something I came up with real quick. But I say that to say that you can get creative, and that's welcome. But yes, there are going to be unstated expectations. And so I encourage creativity. And usually when I know people are being creative, then they won't lose those professional appearance points unless they've done something that's detrimental to the LibGuide. But like, for instance, if you employ a color scheme that makes it hard to read the LibGuide, then yes, you've done something that's detrimental to it, and then you can lose the points there. So that's how the unstated expectations work. So try to do things, just try to do things such as, making sure that the words in your LibGuide are easy to read regardless of the color scheme and things of that nature, okay? And that's going to get you a long way, all right? And some other things to be aware of. Yeah, so a few other points to make. Another point that I would need to make is this, yes, tutorial. This is, now I'm starting to get into talking about some things that I see as common problems that I hope you all will avoid, and hopefully my bringing them up right now will help you all avoid them. So one of these common problems that I'm hoping you all will avoid is that every semester somebody violates this, and I'm hoping that none of you all will. So there is a video tutorial that you're going to have to create with your LibGuide as well and embed in LibGuide some kind of way, okay? The tutorial video does need to be 3 minutes or less, and every single semester I do have somebody who makes the tutorial video. Now, I am going to give a grace period, so if it's like 3 minutes and 15 seconds, I'll put that under grace. I do say less than 3 minutes, but if you're a few seconds over 3 minutes, then we're fine. But, once you're getting into 3 minutes and 35 seconds and 4 minutes and up, then we've got a problem. Okay. So try to not go more than 15 seconds or so over that grace period. You know what I'm saying? And, yes, but every single semester, for some reason, I have somebody who totally ignores this less than 3 minutes long thing. And I've had people turn in videos that were 12 minutes long. It's like 4 times the limit. Okay. So be aware of that limit. I do want your tutorial, however you handle putting your tutorial in, I want that tutorial to be 3 minutes or less. Okay. And you can say a lot in 3 minutes. I probably can't, which is why I'm now at 22 minutes in this video. But yes, you can say a lot in 3 minutes. All right, and another point that I want to make is respect my flow. Just respect my flow. So when I talk about my grading flow, please respect that. And again, I know that the grading has been slow in this class this summer, and again, I apologize for that, and I do hope to be caught up very, very soon. But what I want to say is, as far as my grading flow, another thing that will slow down my grading, just so you all know, is if you password protect your LibGuide. So after you complete your LibGuide, you are going to put it in the summer 2025 folder. If you have any problems with that, let me know. But then also one thing that you can do, and you're going to see this, I believe, on that other, I actually might show you in this video as well, but I think you see this in the previous video, but I'll show you in this video as well. But first of all, yes, I do want you all to be in this, mindset, in this frame of mind of, I want y'all to be in this mindset of, okay, if I want my grade back quickly, then one thing that I need to do is make the LibGuide accessible. So for one thing, if you password protect the LibGuides, no, don't get me wrong, after I put a grade on it, by all means, password protect it. Now, I will say that the LibGuide is a good assignment to use as one of your student learning outcome number 4 assignments for your e-portfolio in your last semester of the program. So you may want to save your link to your LibGuide and turn that in as one of your, turn that LibGuide link in as one of the 3 assignments that you're going to be expected to provide for student learning outcome number 4, SLO number 4 of your ePortfolio the last semester. All right. But for those of you who are teachers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you are in a flow, you are in a flow. You are grading quick. You're grading quick. Your kid is asleep. Your spouse is watching his or her favorite TV show or something like that, and you're just in a grading rhythm, and you're grinding it out and grading, and then all of a sudden you get to something that you can't access as you're trying to grade. And this is something that happens again to me every semester, and it does prolong how long it takes for me to grade. please don't password protect the LibGuides, because then I have to interrupt my flow and go into my emails and email you and ask you to unprotect your LibGuide so that I can actually see it. And then once I can see it, then I can grade it. And then, after I've had to do all those steps, it does slow me down as far as not just grading your stuff, but your classmates' stuff as well. So please do not password protect your LibGuides. Again, after I have graded them, then you can password protect them, but you are probably going to want to unprotect them again if you use your LibGuide as one of your student learning outcome number 4 assignments for your ePortfolio. Okay? And so I know there are also going to be those of you who are going to be a little anxious about the fact that your grade book is not going to reflect that you've turned in something, because LibApps isn't connected to Canvas. So even after you completed your LibGuide, Canvas is not going to show that it's completed. And I know this bugs a lot of my students. A lot of my students are like, hey, there's no confirmation that I actually completed the LibGuide. And so that's making me a little nervous, Dr. Jason. Dr. Jason does not want you all to be nervous. So let me tell you what you can do there. The LibGuide will actually, and I think this is on the other check-in video, but I'll say it here too, just to make sure we're all on the same page. You will have, as you're creating the LibGuide, you're going to see that there is going to be a link to your LibGuide, right? And so that link, when you find that link after you've completed it, if you want to actually submit something into Canvas so that it doesn't show missing like this that shows here, and so that you don't have to be nervous about so that you don't have to be nervous of what if he doesn't see it or something like that. What you can do is you can go into the LibGuide portal and then choose your submission type, and you can just put a web URL. And you can just paste in your hyperlink here. I'm just gonna throw in any kind of dummy link here, but you can throw in that, just throw in the link to your LibGuide if you want, and then submit assignment. And then it will show that you do indeed have a submission, and then you won't see the missing. Hopefully it'll show here. Let's see. LibGuide, yeah, so you've got that submission date there and a link there and everything like that. Okay, so if you don't want this missing to pop up for your LibGuide thing and you're a little nervous about that, then you can, again, turn in the LibGuide through a link in by putting a link in the URL submission option. Okay, all right, and I think that is actually pretty much it. I think those are the things that I wanted you all to be aware of going into this assignment. Again, I hope you all sped this up, and you're going to see the other resources, including the previous check-in video from a few years ago, that again will hopefully soothe your nerves and everything a little bit. So I know you all have a lot to dive into, so I will not belabor this any further. Just keep being great, you all. I am Dr. Chase, and believe it or not, you are over halfway done with this race. So feel good, and you all have done spectacular so far. Most of you have absolutely nothing to worry about as far as your final grade. There are going to be a lot of A's coming. Okay. All right, keep going, and just enjoy the process as you go through it. And I will talk to you later. I am Dr. Jace, and you are over halfway done with the race.